Whitney's passion Whitney's passion for helping others knows no bounds, as she's been volunteering for the American Cancer Society for over 25 years. She's an active member of the Rotary Club of Milwaukee, tirelessly helping make her community a better place. You will almost never find her without a smile on her face, and is one of the most genuinely caring people I know. When she isn't serving her community or helping those in need, she likes to stay busy working in her garden and helping rescue homeless dogs. Even with giving so much of herself in service to others, she's a great mom to her teenage children.
What happened?
The host muted me. When she isn't serving in her community or helping those in need, she likes to stay busy working in her garden and help rescue homeless dogs. Even giving so much of herself in service to others, she is a great mom to her teenage children, successful BNI chapter success coach and entrepreneur. Whitney always has time for her friends and is looking forward to some exciting and well-deserved travel coming up later this year. Today, we get to hear her share how all of us can give with confidence and follow her example of true selflessness. She is personally one of my favorite people to have an IPA or an old fashioned with, and all of us are lucky to have her in our chapter and call her a friend. Whitney, the floor is yours.
Awesome. That is fun, you guys. It's great to be on this side of things for a change. So thanks, Ricky, for stepping in for my normal role and introducing me this morning. I am super excited to share with you all today on Giving with Confidence. First of all, you guys can see my screen, right? I guess I should check that. Great. Okay, so yeah, excited to share with you all on Giving with Confidence here at the American Cancer Society. I know there's a few people in the room that maybe don't know me. So like Ricky said, my name's Whitney. I work at the American Cancer Society, and I am our Senior Corporate Relations Manager. And the area that I serve is all of Oregon and Southwest Washington. So I work with companies in that area. Of course, we are a nationwide organization, but that's really the area that I focus in. So this morning, I'm excited to talk a little bit about some cancer statistics. I'm going to share a little bit of data on information here in our own backyard here in Oregon. And then I'm going to dive into why a company should work with us here and partner with us at American Cancer Society. And I'll also end with just sharing a few examples of how I work with companies in our area. So just jumping right in, because 10 minutes flies by. Unfortunately, we know that cancer incident rates are projected to increase by almost 50% between those dates listed on the screen there. In fact, we're already seeing that projected increase this year, because this is the first year that we're anticipating 2 million new cases of cancer diagnosis in this year alone. So not the greatest of information on the screen here. Unfortunately, 1 in 2 men and 1 in every 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. It's not all bleak, though. We have made some serious progress in the work that we do and in the fight against cancer. So while incident rates are increasing, survival rates are also increasing pretty substantially. Unfortunately, we know 80% of cancer outcomes are dictated by social determinants of health. So that means, where you were born, where you live, where you work, your economic status, even your sexual orientation. That all plays a factor in the type of treatment, the type of care, and unfortunately, the outcome of your cancer diagnosis. So that is not right. And it's one of our main priorities here at American Cancer Society is health equity. I wanted to share some specific information on kind of what's happening here in Oregon. So estimated 26,200 new cases of cancer diagnosis in our state. Currently, lung cancer is the leading cause of death in our state, and breast and prostate cancer have the highest incident rates. I also mentioned earlier this morning, 19% of Oregonians are in rural areas, so that contributes to the different types of diagnosis, the stage that you're diagnosed in, and then also we know that over 254,000 Oregonians are uninsured, and that also plays a pretty substantial role. I have a lot more information on, the state of Oregon specifically and the country really as well. But in light of time, I'm going to continue to move on. These are our 3 main pillars here at American Cancer Society: our research, our patient support programs and services, and our advocacy work. So this screen here is really, again, Oregon at a glance. So Currently, we're investing in over $10 million in cancer research right here in Oregon. That's pretty impressive because annually our community fundraises for the mission about $2 million. So we bring in $2 million annually, and currently right now we're putting out over 10 million and that's just in cancer research. So when I get that question often, is my donation staying local? It's definitely staying local. And again, that's just in our pillar of research. Over 5 billion invested in Oregon since 1946. Patient support, we've provided, in 2023, we provided 811 free rides to treatment. I talked a little bit this morning about transportation being a barrier to care. Lodging is also a barrier to care. Oftentimes people have to travel pretty far. I've mentioned the rural areas. So we've provided in 2023, 611 free nights of lodging to Oregonians. We've in 2023, $65,000 in grants that we gave out to our community partners to fill the gap for lodging and transportation that we weren't able to fill. We're also doing work in advocacy. So in the halls of government, we recently passed a law requiring that health insurers must cover the cost of supplemental breast exams when there's been an abnormal mammogram. We're always advocating to increase cancer funding instead of decreasing cancer funding from the government. And we're also advocating to expand access to biomarker testing. So lots of progress being made. Again, so much more information I could talk about in the work that we do. But I definitely want to move on and talk a little bit about why a company should partner with a nonprofit, and more specifically, us here at American Cancer Society. So we are the preeminent cancer fighting organization. We're the #1 trusted source of information. 1 in every 2 newly diagnosed cancer patient calls us for information. But not only in the patient side, the medical field as well. We have doctors calling us constantly. Through our 1-800 number, our cancer.org website to get more information and resources for their patients. We've been around for 110 years, and in this year alone, we've impacted the lives of 55 million people. So we do really great work here. We are also the only organization that supports people that have cancer at every stage during their cancer journey, so all the way from cancer prevention and through to cancer survivorship, and even supporting loved ones if they've lost a loved one to cancer as well. So again, our 3 main pillars here, I touched a little bit on that. If you want to know more about the specific work that we do, let's have a one-to-one now. Why a company should partner with ACS or any nonprofit for that matter. Consumers, now more than ever, consumers are expecting companies to solve problems. So we've seen a 6% increase in people trusting businesses over the government or over media. 87% of people say that social responsibility is now a requirement, and it's not just one of those boxes that you need to check as a business. And unfortunately, 45% of Americans say businesses are still not quite doing enough. So it is important for companies to be giving back and paying attention to what's going on in society and finding ways to solve problems. We are a very well-known brand, 94% recognition actually. So 94% of people know what the American Cancer Society is, and 96% of those people have a favorable opinion of us. So this is really significant. That's a really, really great percentage rate, and a really great opportunity for a company to partner with a nonprofit that has such a high rating and such a high favorable opinion of a nonprofit. So being able to partner with a nonprofit like American Cancer Society and our brand, a company can really take their brand, leverage our brand, and differentiate themselves in their marketplace. Now I want to give some examples of how we partner with different companies. So this is specifically the work that I do here at ACS. So the ways that I work and I engage with companies. First, I want to talk about how we engage with a company's employee base. This could be through what we call workplace giving, which would be where a company encourages their employees to make a donation out of their payroll deduction. So payroll deduction, some companies will match that giving. Some companies will match volunteer hours that individuals make with a nonprofit. And then, of course, we do cancer prevention and screening initiatives in the workplace, healthy lifestyle initiatives, and we provide a ton of resources to employers to support their employee base and support, cancer in the workplace, education around cancer prevention, and all of that. Some of the photos on the screen here on the left, we have Delta Airlines. They engage with their employees annually with a jet drag. So it's an event that their employees look forward to every year, and they just have a blast, raise awareness, and raise some pretty substantial funds for ACS and our mission as well. I'm sure some of you saw my photos from Lumen Field a couple of weeks ago. That's the middle photo here. We had about 10 local companies come out and bring all of their employees. They got to do a company walk around Lumen Field. They got to have a few drinks afterwards. It was pretty fun. We have many different initiatives, but this one on the right screen here is I Love You, Get Screened. So companies will take these postcards and encourage their employees to write a name and address of their loved one. And then the employee will send the postcard off to that individual. And that is basically a reminder to get your cancer screening to find cancer earlier when it's most treatable. And then lastly, we also work with a more forward-facing type of partnership. So that's really where we're engaging with the community and engaging with the company's consumer. That oftentimes could look like a roundup at the register. I'm sure many of you have seen that at the grocery store or at any checkout. We have many companies that will do give back days. These are really examples of cause marketing and co-branding, social media marketing. These are, again, ways for a company to leverage our brand in their to their consumer base, essentially. Fred Meyer Jewelers here on the left donates $10 for every pendant. Full Leaf Tea Company down here bottom right, they donate 100% during a weekend in once a year. So there's all sorts of ways for companies to engage and, again, leverage our brand. So that really concludes my presentation on Giving with Confidence. I do want to leave you all with another percentage. Every year, 81% of our expenses go directly towards funding our mission to improve the lives of people with cancer. So that's another pretty impressive number, especially for a larger nonprofit like us. But 10 minutes goes by fast. If anybody has any questions, let me know.
Thank you, Whitney.